You got a job, maybe you got kids, you got a social life, you got a hobby. It's hard to get the puzzle together and still have time for fitness. I'm here to tell you that you've been lied to by your favorite fitness influencers. They tend to always take the maximum approach and they tend to preach this to their audience. Well, you don't need as much training as they say and you'll still get great results. I think many of you have heard of this rule or principle before. It's called the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule. So 20% of the work will get you 80% of the results. And what do I mean by this? 20% of the work will get you fitter than 80% of the population. Well, what do you need then to get fitter than 80% of the rest? Well, we need to think about fitness in 3 different ways. There's the health aspect, there's the strength aspect, and then there's the hypertrophy aspect or the muscle building aspect. So, if you want to improve your health, you don't need a lot at all. When it comes to weightlifting, 30 to 60 minutes of resistance training per week is enough to get you the maximum amount of health benefits from going to the gym. 30 to 60 minutes, that's nothing. What you can do to be able to get that amount of time for lifting every week, you can skip 1 episode of the show you're watching. You can skip the TikTok scrolling just once per week. You can skip socializing with your friends once every week. Then you'll get the maximum, not the minimum, the maximum health benefits. Do yourself a favor. Set aside 30 to 60 minutes. Next up is strength. How do we define strength? Well, strength, we can say that strength is the amount of weight that you're able to move on a specific exercise. This might not be as important for you if your goals are primarily to build muscle. But if you're going to be big, you might as well be at least a little bit strong. For example, myself, I think that my squat is lagging behind a lot, so I'm gonna prioritize my squat during the next 6 months. We don't need a lot either for strength building. So Let's just play around with the thought that here we have 0% of your strength building potential per week and here we have 100%. 1 to 4 hard working sets is enough to get you 80% of the way to your maximum potential each week in your strength development. That's not a lot either. I can go into the gym, do 3 warm-up sets for a deadlift, a squat, pull-ups or bench press. And then I'll do 1 really hard set. And then I'm 80% to my maximum potential in strength gains during that week. That's completely bonkers, if you ask me. And this is for any given body part. So 1 set of squats won't get you 80% of your potential gains in bench press. But I think that speaks for itself. So in theory, 1 heavy set will give you gains. To just go up to maybe 90%, we can do a few back-off sets. So let's say you do 1 heavy set of squats, 85-90% of your 1 rep max. So the weight you're able to do 1 rep with. And then you go back to 70 to 75%. And you do 2 sets for 5 to 8 reps. So now we're closer to our ceiling in strength gains for that week. So my approach right now, I'm focused on hypertrophy right now, but I want to increase my squat. I'll do 6 hard sets of squats each week. I'll do 3 hard sets on bench press each week. Deadlift is not a priority for me right now, so I'm just cutting them out completely. And this is for my body to be able to prioritize recovery on squat and bench. Fitness is not hard. And moving on to hypertrophy. You wanna grow bigger, you wanna get the girls. You wanna flex in front of your dudes. And to be honest, you'll get more dudes from being big than girls. But still, it's nice. For a beginner to a novice lifter, the usual recommendation is 10 sets. For an intermediate to advanced lifter, the recommendation is 20 sets. And this is for any given muscle. So if I wanna grow my chest as a beginner, I should do 10 sets. If I wanna grow my chest as an intermediate to advanced lifter, I should do 20 sets. But do we really need this amount of volume? I would beg to differ. So the research has shown that 1 to 4 sets will get you 65% of your max potential that week. So remember, 1 hard set will get you 80% of your maximum strength potential. 1 hard set will get you 65% of your maximum muscle building potential. So just from 1 hard set each week in, let's say, squats, we've gone to 80% of our strength building potential and 65% of our muscle building potential. That is significant. There's no excuse for you to not go to the gym. You will see results from one hard set. You can build a very aesthetic and nice looking body from going to the gym on Monday, doing one hard set of squats, and then going home. Then going to the gym again on Wednesday and do one hard set of bench press and then go home. And then you come to the gym again on Friday and you do one hard set of any type of rowing movement or back movement. Right there, you built yourself a body that looks better, performs better, and is healthier than 80% of the population. You got no excuses, I'm telling you. Of course, we can increase this. So 5 to 9 sets will get you 85% of your potential gains. So if you're willing to spend a little bit more time in the gym, you will get to 85% of your potential gains during that week. So let's say you do 3 sets of squats on Monday and then you do 2 sets of leg extensions. Now you come 85% of your maximum potential in your quads for that week. And on Wednesday, you do 3 sets of bench press and then you do 2 sets of chest flies. Now you come 85% of the way for your chest that week. Of course, there are going to be individual differences. You might only need 3 sets for your maximum potential. I might need 20 sets for my maximum potential. But 9 sets will get me 85% of the way. I'm just trying to reframe your mind here. You don't need to spend your life in the gym to have a great and well-functioning body. We got some prime examples of bodybuilders here that take the best of this minimalist approach and achieve greatness with it. Dorian Yates, you might have heard of him. He is the bodybuilder that initiated the mass monster era in bodybuilding. Essentially, it's when bodybuilding shifted from the classic Arnold physique to the more Ronnie Coleman physique that's really focused on mass. He did 4 sets of chest per week. 4 sets. And he won the Mr. Olympia several times. That's the highest class of bodybuilding that there is on earth. And he did 4 sets of chest per week. Let that sink in. Of course, Dorian Yates, he had help with several pharmaceutical drugs, aka steroids. But we have an example in the natural bodybuilding community as well. Jeff Alberts, he's a pro natural bodybuilder in the WNBF division. He does 4 to 8 sets per muscle per week. 4 to 8 sets. And he's a pro. Of course, he has great genetics. But as I said, I'm trying to reframe your mind here. This is 4 sets of bench press and 4 sets of chest flies on Monday. Or you can do it on Monday and Wednesday. Or whatever you want to do. 2 sets bench press, 2 sets chest flies on Monday. 2 sets bench press, 2 sets chest flies on Wednesday. And then you're in the pros. If you're doing it right. If you want to get started with this minimalist approach, we have to take a few things into consideration. We need to maximize our set quality and our intensity. So every working set on a compound exercise, so those are deadlifts, squats, bench press, rows, stuff like that, need to be taken to an RP of 8 to 9. This means that when we're done with our set, we should have at max 2 to 1 reps left in the tank. You should take them far. But you shouldn't take them so far so that you can't do them with correct technique. But they're still very hard sets. Isolation exercises should be taken to an RP of 9 to 10. So if you're doing bicep curls, leg extension, leg curls, tricep extension, stuff like that, you should take your sets to an RP of 9 to 10. So here we're leaving 1 or no reps in the tank. So when we can't perform another rep with correct technique, you're at an RP 10. We can even take this further with drop sets. Let's say I do bicep curls with 18 kilos. That's like approximately 35 pounds. I do a set to an RP of 10 with that weight, and then I drop the weight with maybe 30 to 50%, and then I do an RP 10 again. That's a drop set for you. So here we've taken that exercise further than an RP 10. And here we will maximize our gains with set quality and intensity. That's a very important step to maximizing a minimalist approach. Maybe we want to maximize our time investment further. What can we do then? Well, we can do antagonist supersets, because rest times are important for muscle building. We want our muscle to be somewhat rested for the next set so we can lift the same amount of weight or not go down too much in weight. But we can skip some rest by doing antagonist supersets. What do I mean by this? So you can do a superset of, let's say, bench and cable flies for your chest. This is not something I recommend because you will be fatigued on your cable flies and you won't be able to take your set as far, and it won't have as high of a quality as if you're just doing them regularly with rest times. But with antagonist supersets, maybe we're doing a set of bench press and then we move into a set of pull-ups or rows. So we're using our antagonist muscles the next set, because our lats and our back won't be fatigued from the bench press. And there's been different studies on this, and they show that if you're doing antagonist supersets, they won't affect your muscle building potential. So you won't get less gains from doing antagonist supersets than doing your regular sets. Regular sets are also fine. But if you want to maximize your time investment, try these out. They are hard mentally, but they will get easier as you get used to them. So we've established now that we don't need a lot of time to build muscle and strength. But let's say we have a lot of work coming up. Big project at work. Maybe we need to spend time with our family. We had a close one pass away or something like that. Well, how much do you need to maintain what you have right now? It's even less. You can get away with 1/9 of your regular volume for maintenance. So I can cut my weekly volume to 1/9 and still maintain what I got. But this may be hard to measure, so maybe I'll go for around 1/3 instead. So let's say I do 3 sets, just to make it simple. I do 3 sets of bench press every week to build my chest. Something comes up in life, I have to prioritize differently. To just maintain what I got, I'll do 1 set of bench press each week. That might even, as we discussed before, give me gains. These are crazy numbers. Get your head out of your ass and go to the gym. You don't have to wait for New Year's. You don't have to wait for your mom's approval or anything like that. Get out there and do it. I hope this video gave you some insight and value. That's what I want to communicate here. If you want some killer exercises to try out for your arms, check out my latest video in my anatomy and exercise series on biceps. If you need help with developing a program that's made for you, you can go to my Instagram, link is in the description, and you can message me for a personal workout program. Or you can message me a free plan and get a free beginner plan. Like the video, comment how much volume you're doing right now and how much you're gonna do after this video, and subscribe to my channel for more muscle building fitness content. See you around and go to the gym.